Lifestyle Live. I am so glad that you are here. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you. And if you are coming in late, then no problem whatsoever. You can either watch it from the beginning and catch up, or you can come in where you are. So today I am going to, sorry for messing with the camera, it wasn't quite centered where I wanted it. Today I am going to share with you the world's most boring beauty haul at the beginning of this live. Then I'm going to share with you a very exciting piece of PR that I just got. And then we're going to go through my palettes that I love to pull out and use, especially in the springtime. So if you come in, go ahead and introduce yourself, and I will get into this boring haul. So why do I say that this is the world's most boring beauty haul? Because it's just kind of utilitarian items, and I wasn't even going to share it, but one of the items is kind of funny, and so I thought I would just go ahead and show you everything I've gotten in the last couple of days. The first thing was the Rokiss One Step All-in-One Cleansing Balm. This is my favorite cleansing balm. I just recently did another comparison of the cost per ounce, and this is still one of the lesser expensive that are as in terms of its cost per ounce. So it is about $15.99 on Amazon. I actually bought two of these when I bought them because my daughter wanted one of her own. She's been coming in and using mine. She doesn't wear makeup every day, but when she does, she comes in and grabs a scoop of mine and she's like, can I just have my own? Yes, of course you can have your own. So I just got that. Hey, Jody, how's it going? Welcome to the live. Good to see you. How's your week been going? Hey, Lindsay, I'm glad you're here for however long it can be. So right now I'm just going through a really boring beauty product haul. Nothing very exciting here. I just mentioned my Rokiss. I got a new package of wipes. I was at Walmart just today. They are remodeling my Walmart, and I never really liked going to Walmart, and now I hate it with the fire of 1,000 suns. It is absolutely obnoxious to go into this Walmart now. It's still in process, so I'm trying to give a little grace, but nothing is ever in the same place twice. So they moved things around so that they could kind of get their normal, get things to where they're going to go, and then you figure out where they put them, and now they've moved them again. Every week it's different, and so you end up going back and forth across the entire store like 25 times. The stuff that used to be over here is now way in the back over here, and you were expecting to find something over there, and then it's awful. But Jody, to answer your question, other than being fed up with Walmart, I'm doing really well. We have just started rehearsals on a new play. It is The Play That Goes Wrong, and so that always makes the days very busy, but also really exciting and interesting. So I am one of the crew members for the Drama Society that's putting on a murder mystery play, and the play is about this drama society and how they're not really very good, but they try really hard. And so anyway, we laugh so hard at rehearsals, and it's just a blast. My daughter has more of a lead role in it, and so we're just having a great time. All right. So then I got these wipes that led me onto my Walmart tangent. And I almost never buy wipes because the only thing I use them for is cleaning up when I'm swatching or like wiping off my desktop here at my makeup vanity. So, but I used the last one yesterday, so I needed more. It is time to get rid of the sparkle highlights in my hair. So I have the L'Oreal Preference. I actually like the one that's, I think, the Excellence Cream better. They both work. I use the color 8 Medium Blonde, and it is, Jody. I didn't do theater until I was in my 40s. I was a performer with dance and show choir and things like that, but I'd never done theater, and it is just so much fun to be someone else for a while. You go into rehearsal, and it doesn't matter what's going on. You can just put it all away and just immerse yourself in the process, and it's so much fun. Hey Mary, how's it going? Yes, qualified, yes, I agree. We're going to talk about that. My poll was, if you haven't answered it, that do you have palettes that you use seasonally? Yes, I think so. So I have my comments up on my laptop over here because they go away so fast on my screen, and I don't want to be messing with my phone. So I don't know which is worse, to like be looking over here or to be messing with the phone up here so I can see my comments. Anyway, but so the way I use palettes is, oh, thank you, Mary. It's so fun. I just really love it. And so I could go on and on and on forever, but I won't. I'll go back to the makeup. I do think I really want to do more about my theater experience, though, just because it's kind of different, I think, than what a lot of people experience. So anyway, do need to dye this hair. Like I said, I usually use the other one, but I didn't have it. So this is the one I got. And then I needed a new body wash. I squirted out the very last of my body wash on my puff this morning in the shower and realized I needed to do something about that. I'm a little disappointed, though, because I had a Dove, and I think I had like a cucumber melon or something like that. Really liked the scent, really liked the body wash. And I hadn't been buying Dove for a while because the tops used to be kind of domed. And when these get to be lower, I like to turn them upside down so that I don't have to like, bang them to get it out. And the other one, the top was flat, and so I could stand it up. But this one, the top is like concave and it won't stand up. And so I'm really kind of disappointed, and I'm going to see, oh, it comes off. I'm going to see if I can put the other top onto this one so that I can stand it up. And I mean, really for a long time, I didn't buy Dove simply because of their packaging. So I thought they fixed it. And this one smells amazing. This is Blue Fig and Orange Blossom. And it's a new scent for me, so I hope I like it. If I don't, I'll take it back and get a different one. Okay, the last thing I got. This was so disappointing, you guys. I ordered a new pencil sharpener from e.l.f. Well, it isn't from, it's e.l.f., but I ordered it on Amazon when I was doing some other things so that I didn't just have a pencil sharpener. I had a pencil sharpener that I loved. Dual-sided so that you can sharpen the eyeliners and then the crayons here. Lindsay likes body wash and lotion with a pump. I like lotion with a pump, but I don't like body wash or shampoo or conditioner with a pump because for some reason, maybe it's just my shower, but for some reason, water runs down the straw of the pump. Hey, Andy, good to see you. Eyes on the road, be safe. And so anyway, the water runs down that pump straw, and then it gets into the product and it waters it down. At least, like I said, I don't know if it's where my products sit in my shower or what. So I tend to not buy pumps. Hi, Michelle. How are you? So anyway, that's my thing with pumps in the shower. Back to my pencil sharpener saga, you guys. It's $2, so it's not a big deal. But I bought it because I have this Moira lip crayon, and it needs to be sharpened. And like I said, I lost my other pencil sharpener. I've had it forever, probably since I was like, I don't know, in my 20s or 30s, forever. So I bought a new pencil sharpener. It doesn't go in. It won't fit. It's not big enough. So I'm still on the hunt for a pencil sharpener. If you have a really good one that you'd love from somebody, let me know. I probably just need to go to the arts and crafts section and get one like for the jumbo crayons or something. But anyway, it works great. This e.l.f. one works great for the eyeliner for the little side, but it doesn't work for my fat Moira crayon. All right, so that is the extent of the most boring makeup haul ever. And Michelle, I'm glad you're here and you're working. Okay, so the $6 sharpener from NARS. If I'm in an Ulta, maybe I can get that one. I don't think I'm going to order from NARS just to get a pencil sharpener, but good to know that it's not just the e.l.f. And maybe I'm going to have to bring my my little chubby pencil along with me to make sure that it will fit in there. I am drinking water today, trying to hydrate. How about the rest of you guys? What is on in your glass? I was gonna say what's on tap, but it's only 4. I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So if that's your preference today, no judgment here. Except for you, Andy, because you're driving. Then there would be judgment. So as far as yum, Mary, Chardonnay. Actually, I'm more of a sweet wine drinker, though. I think Chardonnay might be a little drier than what I like. Iced coffee, Andy. What's your flavor? What is it? Just iced coffee black, or do you have flavoring in there? I like, as far as wine. That's great, Mary. As far as wine, I like Moscato, and I like a white, pink, red. I don't care, but I am a sweet wine drinker, and not necessarily the sweeter the better. It can get too sweet. I like fruit wines, blackberry wine, that kind of stuff. I'm not a beer drinker. First of all, I have a gluten issue, and so that sounds delicious, Andy. Andy's got an iced coffee with 4 shots of caramel. So anyway, and I don't really do much hard liquor either. So, but I do like a glass of wine every now and then. I wish I could have heavy whipping cream. Food allergies are just the worst. Do any of you guys have food allergies that you have to deal with? I've managed to find substitutions for most things. My daughter was 9 before she ever had mac and cheese because I hadn't figured out a good way to make it, that we didn't have any access to like a good vegan cheese. And but I was in St. Louis visiting my mom, and I went to Whole Foods. I think it was Whole Foods, and there was a frozen mac and cheese. No, we went to a friend's house and she had made it, but then I bought some. And my daughter had this mac and cheese and thought it was the best thing she'd ever eaten in her life. But anyway, so now there's so many more options available, even in my little podunk town. So we're able to make a lot. It doesn't feel quite as limiting as it used to. Let's put it that way. So palettes. I asked in my poll if you swap out palettes based on season. And in general, I don't. My palettes are always out all the time. And I will reach for any palette at any time. But actually in practice, I like to match my palettes to my clothes. And so I am more likely to wear lighter colors in the spring or summer months. And so therefore my palettes also change, if that makes sense. Excuse me. So it's not that I will never wear pink in the wintertime, because I absolutely do, but I'm more likely to do that in the summer or in the spring. So what I did was I went through my palettes and I just kind of pulled the ones that to me say, hey, spring is here. It's time to lighten up. The grass is greening up. Flowers are blooming. The sky is blue. And it's just kind of time to play. So in the fall, it gets cozier. You wrap up in sweaters. You're drinking your pumpkin spice. I'm not a pumpkin spice person, but from what I understand, people do that. Anyway, so it's just warmer and cozier in my palettes, and my clothes tend to reflect that. So anyway, let's look at my palettes and see which ones I think are great for spring. And these are in no particular order. I thought about trying to rank them, and that's kind of like trying to say which child you love best, because they're all great, sometimes for different reasons. So I don't have a favorite palette in this. They're not ranked. I just love them all. The first one I'm going to show you is one that I'm actually going to be getting rid of, and that is the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. I was really looking forward to this for spring. And there are 4 shades in here that I can't use because, as I was talking about before, I have a ton of allergies, and carmine is one of them. Not a food allergy, but it is. Hey, Nancy, what are you fixing for supper? Let us know. I think tonight I'm making tacos, but if you have something better, I can be persuaded to change maybe. So anyway, this one is beautiful with its mints and its pinks, and then of course the neutrals in there. And I, like I said, was looking forward to using this for spring. I'm thinking about looking into getting the Alter Ego Sakura palette, which is a dupe for this one, because I really, really do love this color story. And so the Sakura would get me that, but allow me to not have an irritation on my eyes from the carmine. So anyway, that's the first one. Along the same line, I have this e.l.f. Mint Melt, and this I've had in my inventory for quite some time. Hot dogs and pasta salad sounds awesome. I love easy and simple. Like I said, I think we're having tacos, which are also pretty easy. Brown the ground beef, throw some seasoning in there, and bring out the toppings. So this one I have realized actually goes on so much better. I'm going to bump my mic, so sorry for the sound horribleness that's going to happen over here. If I use the Mint Melt Shadow Stick as a base first, then this shimmer shows up much better. It's kind of chunky but not glittery. It's just a little thin, I guess is a good way to describe it. And so when you put this on first, like that, and then tap that over the top of it, it just looks so much better than if you just do it by itself. So I like to wear those together in the springtime. And now, see, now I need my new lights. Gotta open them though. Oh, I almost forgot, you guys. I just looked down and saw it. I have a really exciting piece of PR to share with you, and I'll just wait a little bit and we'll get to it. But it's something that I have really, 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 really hoped that somebody would send me, and it finally happened. Another e.l.f. bite size that I really like in the spring and summertime is this, what is this one called? Orange Dreamsicle. And it's not very deep, obviously. It gives just kind of a wash of peachy goodness on your lids. If you want to go a little deeper, you can use the I Love You a Latte, which is over here because it's in one of my projects. Well, it's a companion in one of my projects, but that one looks like that. And so if you need some deeper shades, this is a great companion palette for so many things because it just has that light, mid, and deep range of browns and is really helpful. So yeah, Lindsay, I know. And it's really nice. I used it, and the first time I used it, I don't think I managed to hit any of the carmine shades, but the second time I did, and it did irritate my eyes. I was kind of hoping that maybe the, oh, I don't know, Mary. I bet if you haven't seen it recently, maybe it is discontinued. Maybe they're going to come out with some new color stories. I don't think they have for a while on those, but you could probably, maybe you could find it on Amazon still. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I was kind of hoping that, you know, I just imagined that whole carmine sensitivity thing, or maybe it got better, but it didn't. So, oh well, that's the way it goes sometimes. It's just a palette. It's not the end of the world or anything. So this BH Flower Power. Hi Maria, I'm glad you guys are having fun. I kind of feel like I don't have very many people in my real life that like to talk about makeup as much as I like to talk about makeup. And so I feel like I'm inviting you all over for coffee or tea or water or whatever, and we're hanging out around the kitchen table and just like passing things around and just chatting. And that's, I don't know, I hope that's the vibe that these give, because that's what I'm going for. So this little BH palette I got on sale. It was super cheap. These pans are really small, but they do pack a lot of punch. So I just use my smaller brushes and it's not an issue. But these pinks and purples are so pretty. And now I have to remember which one I used today. Oh, okay. I was looking at my stack. I was like, what did I put on my eyes today? because I got ready for work this morning at like 7 o'clock, and it's now about 4:20, and it's actually held up really well. So when we get there, I'll let you know. But these are just so pretty, pinks and purples, and kind of reminds me of a spring flower garden with tulips and just, you know, crocuses and things like that. And so like that one. I don't know if you can still, I don't think you can still get that one on the BH site. I think that one was actually gone even before they were bought out by Makeup Revolution. Hi, Jenna. How are you? Good to see you. The next one is a new addition to my inventory, and this is the Lamora Nude eyeshadow palette, and I used this in last week's live, if you were here and saw that. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. Now, it is not an exact dupe because it only has 12 shades, and the Natasha Denona has 15. But the shades that it has are pretty good comparable shades to that palette, and I really, really loved that color story and wanted it. Now, I purchased this for $9.99 on Amazon, and it is currently for $14.99. So it got a little bit of buzz from Jen Phelps when she reviewed it, and I think that they might be trying to ride that wave, and they bumped the price up. So I don't know why or how they did that, but this palette's gorgeous. And a nude palette is good any time of the year, but there's just something about springtime, like I said, lightening things up. And if you just want a one and done or a two and done, this one is really pretty for that. And the shades are just beautiful. They have, the mattes are really pigmented, and the shimmers are just buttery and super foiled and metallic. That was this quartz down here. So yeah, it's just a really pretty palette. We are having, oh, you guys, we have 12 people. Ooh. Hey, if you could all take a second and hit the like button, that would be great, because then maybe YouTube would let more people know that there's a live going on, and we could get more people in here. That'd be great. Or share it with your friends, hit the share button and let people know. This one is actually a Christmas palette. It's the Mistletoe palette, Under the Mistletoe by Lurella. I got this in a Christmas collaboration swap that I did with Susan's Just Making It. But the greens and the pink in here, I think, are just really springy. I mean, I'm looking out my window right now. We live on a farm, so we have lots of land around us. And the trees are kind of starting to bud. And when the buds are fresh, the leaves are fresh, it's like this kind of green right here, and the grass is green. And so yeah, I mean, I think that this would be a really pretty spring look, as well as a Christmassy look. Yes, it looks very fresh. That's a good way to put it. And look at this green. Isn't that gorgeous? So anyway, that one. And I just, like I said, today, this morning, I popped open each palette, and I'm like, yep, nope, yep, nope, if they reminded me of spring or not. So BH Avocado Toast is kind of along the same lines as that Lurella one, but the greens are a little bit deeper, a little bit, not foresty, but a little bit grungier maybe. And then there's also some really pretty peaches and pinks in there. So I also think that these are colors that remind me of spring. Ironically, though, this is also one that I pull out a lot in the fall, because you can deepen it up with some of these browns and get it just kind of really deep and grungy and smoky and fallish. So this is a very versatile palette. And I really wish that when Revolution took over BH, they would have continued with this breakfast series and the travel series, because the formula in these is just so good. And mine are kind of starting to get a little age on them, and I'm going to be really sad when I can no longer use them. So BH again, I have the Lost in Los Angeles. You were out skiing yesterday, Maria. That's awesome. My son was in Colorado for a while for school, and he just loves to ski. He would be jealous if he knew. He was planning on trying to get out there this year, but it just didn't happen. So Avocado Toast is one of Andy's. Yes, I know that, Andy. I know you love avocado, even though you're not like really that into greens, but they look amazing on you. Anyway, yeah, and I wish that we had more new palettes with these in there. Andy, you have a great evening at work, and we'll talk to you later. Hey, Mama. Judy is my mom. It's okay, Mom. Being late is not a problem. You just jump it right in where you are. We're talking about eyeshadow palettes that are great for spring. And this pastel palette from BH, this is the Lost in Los Angeles palette, is just perfect for spring. I can't wait. This one, in fact, I think when I put my palettes away, I'm going to leave this one out. And I'm going to use this a lot in April because April is just a beautiful spring month, and this just looks like a flower garden. So it's Eastery. You think about it in the springtime, Easter and Easter eggs. And anyway, so I think I'm going to keep this one out because it's just so pretty and just so versatile. Oh, Jody, you're so sweet. I need a drink. When I'm filming videos, I can do that and edit it out so you don't have to watch me drink. But in lives, you're stuck. So I guess you're not stuck. You could always leave. Anyway, then the next one I have is also from BH Cosmetics. I think this is the last BH I have in here. And that is the Hangin' in Hawaii palette. And that is what I have on my eyes today. This is another one that's incredibly versatile because it's also a great fall palette with all of these warm tones. But this one is really more spring and summery to me. You've got these pinks in here. And for this look, I used Mauna Kea or Mauna Kea. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So if I butchered that, I apologize. And then I used Kauai to deepen up my crease. I went in with Kilauea on the outer portion of the eye, just out here. And then I used Lanai on the inner portion of the eye. And so that's, yes, it is. It's really good. Is this the one? There was another one. Was it the Chillin' in Chicago that was the same as this? And everybody was all up in arms and outraged because they came out with the same palette, just with different covers, just with different covers on them. I don't remember if it was this one or another one, but anybody remember that BH drama when they did that? So anyway, I love my BH palettes, and like I said, when they get a little bit older and if they stop performing as well and I have to get rid of them, I will be very sad. I mean, my eyes won't be naked because I have a lot of palettes, but I really like those. So then I normally have my Moira palettes back here because they look like books, and so I put them back there like they're on a bookshelf. Oh boy, Jody. Jody asks, what drugstore eyeshadow would you compare to the BH formula? I'm going to have to give that some thought. In fact, it might kind of almost be one that's in my hand here. So I think Moira is pretty similar, but Moira has some shades that are more topper shades, and I'm not as fond of those. But anyway, so this Moira palette here is the Celestial Love, and this is in the Celestial series. This one is a little bit neutral, but it's kind of a pink cool neutral and just pretty. This is one of the shades that I said is more of, no, not that one. Okay, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. ColourPop is great, but ColourPop uses carmine in a lot of shadows, and so I didn't realize until I was like looking at my expenses and such for the year, but I didn't buy a single ColourPop palette last year. I did buy a mystery box in December, had 5 palettes in it, which normally would just be like mystery box heaven, but I could not get any ingredient information on them. And so I ended up just giving them all away. Turns out 2 months later, they finally responded to my email, and I could have used all but one of the palettes in there. But anyway, so there isn't a lot that comes out from ColourPop that I let myself get excited about because I can almost never use enough of the shades in a palette to make it worthwhile. In fact, I'm pretty much just buying vegan palettes anymore. Moira is a vegan company, by the way. So this one is really pretty for just pinks and a little bit warmer tones down here. The thing I don't like about these Moira palettes is how big and bulky they are. So, I mean, if you look at one palette, you know, you can store 2, almost 3 like this in the same amount of space that this Moira palette takes. So I would prefer less packaging on these, but they are really pretty. Then I have the Moira. I've never used Winky Lux. That is one that I think I want to look into. There's so many brands that I've never even tried because, you know, I try to stick affordable drugstore, and I think Winky Lux is pretty affordable. So that may be one I have to check out one of these days. This is the Moira I'm Falling For You series. This is the Love Letter series. And this one is just pinks and purples. And and this duochrome, these 2 duochromes here in the center, these purples, just are so pretty. So you put these, you know, you can put these on and just sparkle like crazy. And that's another thing too, I think, with spring and being outside and that kind of stuff, you just feel like you want to sparkle more. At least I do. This one then, the Magic Dreaming, this was the Moira Land. Remember when they had the game board and that kind of stuff? This one, if you want to be a mermaid, this is the palette you want because you can be a mermaid. It has purples and teals and mint in here, and then this kind of lavendery, dusty purple down here. The teal up at the top. Oh my goodness. So yeah, these are just gorgeous. Kind of a silvery right there. Yeah, this one is so much fun. It's also great for winter because it's, you know, you can get deep with some of these other colors in here, but wow, pretty, pretty. So, cleaning my fingers here. I think I'm finally getting a little more comfortable with the format with a live because like I said, I have it playing on my laptop just kind of right there. And there is a delay. So it gets a little, at first it was confusing because it was hard to keep talking while I was waiting for you guys to catch up with the delay and then to comment and stuff. I think I'm kind of finally starting to get the hang of it. Hey, I do want to know, did you guys get notified anytime yesterday or earlier today that I was going to be doing a live this afternoon? Or did you just get notified like when I started? Because I've been playing around with that and I actually set it up last night so that hopefully YouTube would notify my subscribers and that sort of thing that it was going to be happening. So I'm just kind of curious, did you know before 4 o'clock this afternoon that I was going to be doing a live? This Galaxy Chic palette from BH, I thought I had all my BHs out, but there's one more. This one was one that I'd wanted for a really long time, and it went on sale when I bought it, and I'm so glad that I have it. It's all shimmers, and they are, it's BH's baked formula. And this this is all year round, because if you wanted something, you know, deep and smoky for winter, you've got these colors down here. You've got some icy blues for, you know, in January, February-ish. You've got some deep wines for fall time. But then there's also these just really pretty mints and purples and peach and that sort of thing for, well, that's just really annoying, Mary. She says it popped up on her YouTube homepage, but not in her notifications, even though she said to notify her. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Sometimes it really feels like you're swimming upstream when you're trying to grow on YouTube, but I'm having fun, and so everything else is gravy. It doesn't really matter. We'll get there when we get there. So anyway, this one is another one that I really like for spring. I mean, look at these peaches. Oh, so pretty. Maria says that she was notified. Okay. So it seems a little selective. I don't know. Sometimes I think YouTube tries to decide if you really meant it when you said you wanted to be notified, and sometimes it maybe decides that you didn't. I don't know. Because I have channels that I follow that I have my notifications turned on for, and I don't get notifications for them. I only get notified for, I don't know, a half a dozen of the channels that I followed. And so then I have to go look for them. I've also found that if you pass up 2 or 3 videos from someone that you like to watch their videos for, but you don't have time right now, so YouTube shows you a video and you don't have time, and then they do it 2 or 3 times in a row and you pass on them, you won't see them anymore unless you actively go to their page, click on something, and then it gets it back in your algorithm. Very annoying. This one from Cara, let's see, Cara Cosmetics. This is the Cara Duo Say Hello palette. Pick this up at TJ Maxx and look at that rainbow. Isn't that gorgeous? Any pastel, any colorful eyeshadow look you would want to do is in this palette. This is the only true rainbow palette that I kept when I did my palette declutter. And I don't wear this colorful of eyeshadow very often. I do use the pinks and the purples and the greens more than the other shades. But if I want to do a colorful look, I have it all right here. And these are really, really nice shadows. The formula, the mattes are pigmented. The shimmers are nice and thick and buttery. They're not the thin topper shades. So yeah, I just think that they're beautiful. But I also realized that I am not a colorful Wait, let me try that again. I am not a colorful makeup wearer on a regular basis. I do occasionally like to wear really colorful makeup, but I had a lot of really colorful palettes, and I realized that I was shopping for the makeup wearer that I thought I wanted to be or that I thought I was, rather than the makeup wearer that I am. And that's, I think, part of the YouTube consumerist mindset that I'm really trying to get out of. Oh, Mary, that was so sweet. Thank you so much. That is my absolute first super chat. Thank you, whatever it's called, super thanks or whatever. And I am, I'm just kind of blown away. Thank you so much. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it so much. You have no idea. That was, can I just look at it for a minute? Oh, that was so sweet. Thank you. Anyway, so I am really working hard to buy makeup more for the makeup wearer I am, but also I do have a channel, and so I do review things, and it's fun to just kind of step outside that box every now and then and go a little ham with the eyeshadow, get colorful, play in makeup. And so that's one of the reasons I have such a variety, and it's just fun. So those are the palettes that I pulled out that I like to use more in the spring. But like somebody said earlier, if the spirit moves me and it's February or January or February and I want to go colorful, I will. And so it's not like, oh, you can't use that palette because that's a spring palette. The surest way to have a woman in her 40s or 50s do something is to tell her she can't. Because, I mean, then we just have to, right? If you tell me I can't do something, then I'm just going to have to do it. So anyway, there are no rules in makeup. Nobody's the boss of you, and you can do whatever you want. That nobody's the boss of me. That comes from my good friend Andy, and it's a good thing to remember because nobody is the boss of you. The only one you have to answer to is God, and yeah, and you know, the people that you love and care about and respect their opinions. You know, it's nice to listen to them every now and then too. But you know, you are the one who wears it, and so you can be comfortable in whatever you do. All right, I am rambling now, and so I think that I'm going to wrap this up. I like going somewhere between a half hour and 45 minutes. Sometimes they go a little about an hour, but I think that starts to get a little bit long. So I am going to just wait just a second for the live to catch up so that we can all say goodbye, and we can say goodbye before I'm gone. That's the only time that the lag, the delay, is really weird for me, is when I'm wrapping it up. Now, I am from the Midwest, and I don't know if y'all who are not from the Midwest understand the Midwestern goodbye, but it can go on for a really long time. And, you know, you start saying goodbye and telling your kids you're going to be leaving in a few minutes, and then they know they got at least 20 more minutes to play. And so you hang out and everybody gets up, and now you're standing and you're saying goodbye. And then, you know, you round up the kids, you get their shoes on, and then you go hang out. Either if it's nice out, you go hang out on the driveway and you talk for a little bit longer. And then, you know, you get in your cars and you hang on the door and you talk a little bit longer before everybody leaves. And that's the Midwestern goodbye. So, Lindsay, before I go, I want to know what baked palette you have from BH. Is it this guy? Because I love this one too. The baked formula in here is so pretty. That's not one of my spring palettes. Oh, funny story about the Midwestern goodbye. I told you my son was in Colorado. He went to visit a friend, and somebody came over and they said goodbye and they left. And he was there with my son-in-law too. They had taken a road trip out to Colorado to visit some friends, and my son-in-law looked at my son and said, "People can do that? They just say goodbye and then they leave, they're gone?" Because that's not how we do things in the Midwest. So, because, you know, you just don't want to go home. You're having too much fun. So this has been my Midwestern goodbye, and I am going to let y'all go. I hope you have a great evening, and that if you have anything planned, that, you know, you just spend it with the people you love. This is also, I wanted to wish, if you are a Christian, this is our Holy Week. It's like the biggest thing that we look forward to. Our Lord and Savior gave his life so that we could have life in eternity. And I just wanted to wish you all a blessed Holy Week and a blessed and joyous Easter on Sunday. And with that, now I will say goodbye. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.